didn't want me to come to the building to give you your rights and everything. And I know that all the residents didn't feel that way at the time I was there, so I don't take any harsh feelings against the residents. It was done, I believe, specifically from management. Yeah. So you understand, you know, and you realize that my cars was bombed, you know, and I believe it's the advocacy efforts, you know, that I'm trying to do in Atlantic City, because somebody is making a statement, Merceda, stop. So I know that you might be going through a bit retaliation as well. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I have spoken out to management several times, and as well as myself and the secretary and the vice president of the Atlantic City Townhouse Tenants Association. We have received letters from an attorney saying that we have been abusive to management, including the security guard that threatens us whenever we do anything wrong. So they say they'll threaten us with management, and I've had to speak to her several times, by the way, that she's spoken to the tenants as well as relatives, and they're very abusive. So I'm going to be, you know, I'm not going to be like abusive back to you, but I am going to speak back to you. And if you feel that that is abusive, then I am sorry, because you are not going to speak to the tenants. You're speaking to people that can't really defend themselves, 70, 80-year-old people that are sick, and they have no one. But you know what? They have me, and I'm going to speak and fight for them. Whatever it takes is what I'm going to do.
So in the midst of all your troubles that you're going on in the building, have HUD take a position to assist you in any kind of way?
No, they have not.
Well, how do you feel about the council people who legislate the laws? Have they been out, or anybody from City Hall been out to help or assist the senior citizens in the community?
Well, our councilman, which is Mr. Steve Moore, we have been in touch with him, but we've been in touch with him countless times. And each time we hope and pray for the best, but each time we're left like we are now. And so many of the residents say, well, what happened to the councilman? You know, we elected him, we put him in office. How come you don't talk to him? They don't know. I talk to him weekly, not to him, but to his aide. I'm always calling. He can tell you I'm always calling. I'm not calling anymore. I'm going to take this to the press. I'm going to take it to the street. I will pick it by myself if I have to, because I understand that some of the residents, they have nothing else. They have no one to fend for them. If the management threatens to put them out and put them in a nursing home, they're afraid. But I'm not afraid. And I'm going to get out, and I'm going to do what I can. So,
well, you understand you have other ward councilmen. Have you heard from them? Have they came out to assist you in any kind of way?
No. No one has.
Well, I understand you got a commissioner chairman. You have a commissioner chairman who is a living aide in your building. Have he been there to assist y'all in any kind of way?
Not at all. Not even to attend a meeting.
Oh, okay. So you're not getting help from HUD. You're not getting help from the people who has power to assist you. Do you think this is a personality thing? Do you think that they just don't want to meet with the residents because they have self-interest within themselves?
Maybe that could be a problem. Maybe it's their self-interest, but we're not here to rent this place for your self-interest. This is where we live, and we control, you know, what happens. You know, these are common areas that we're trying to be in, and you're just, you know, taking the right. You know, you are there to assist us. We are not here for your personal gain. We're here to live. And these people, this is their golden years, and they're shut up. So many of them feel like prisoners. Every day, I get complaints from residents about the way they're being treated. What can I do? I'm going to take it to the press and take it to the streets. I will be there.
Oh, okay, that sounds great. I think that's the first start for everything that you're trying to do. It really saddens me that, when I look at seniors, they did their time. They did, they helped build us to where we at in life. And now that they're supposed to be resting, they have to go through much management abuse and cannot even sit in common areas. The police is being called on them. And I just can't believe how the city of Atlantic City support anything like that and did nothing to rectify the problem that is existed in your building. Besides the letter of harassment, what else, have anybody ever been hurt there, by management or, anything else?
Well, right now, I don't know if maybe there's talk about the mismanagement at our building and we need to have things done. But we have a plague of people that have just come upon the building, all types of young people. They work for various companies, and they have the seniors to have, their furniture all brought into the middle of the room. But it's been like that for days, some weeks. They may show up, they may not show up. They have them living in turmoil, sitting outside of their apartments day after day, waiting for painters and repair people to show up. They're not given proper notice. That they are supposed to give you notice when they're coming, not 10 o'clock at night, not that day, to have a little assistant. We're coming in now. That's nothing. Mm-hmm. And it's just no regard for how we should live. These people, our seniors are just treated any kind of way. Our veterans, you don't even take in the fact that these people kept you safe. They kept your mothers, your fathers safe. And now that they need your help, you have someone to come here and to treat them like that. They don't want to let their children know that they're going through such things. But if you have anyone living in this building, and your parent, your aunts, uncles, or whatever, check in and see how they're doing, because they're not doing well.
That sounds interesting to me. I think it's about time that HUD intercede. Now, I went to Washington April the 14th, and the HUD secretary announced that he support resident participation, but that's in Washington. And like I told him, these states is not honoring the federal law. The local government is not honoring the federal law, because the federal law is supposed to be the top law, and it's supposed to drill down to the state and the local legislator. So what will you say to Mr. Sean Donovan about he supports resident participation, but however the HUD do not support it like he says he's supposed to support it?
Well, I would say to him that does not pertain to us, because you do not have resident participation in my building. There is a monthly management meeting that takes place in our building, and management meets with the residents. The residents are not to ask any questions. If they ask why something, may not, can I have this done? How come, it can't be done in a timely fashion? Not now. Whatever question they may impose, this meeting is only for management to tell the residents how it is, why it is, what it is. They may want to gloat about something that they think they may be doing. They are not doing what is in the interest of the people. The meeting is a total failure, as most things that they have in the building. If they do not collaborate with the tenant association, how do they know what the residents want? They do not dictate to us. We let them know what the interests are, and then they proceed from there. This is not their building. They assist us in living in this building, whatever we may need. They cannot try to control the people as they're doing. And someone has to come and stop this management.
Well, I thank you for coming out today.
Thank you so much for having me. You see, I am so filled up, and I thank you so much, Merceda. You know I love you to death.
I love you too, Miss Glenda. And I just like to thank you for coming out and sharing your story of trying to advocate for the rights of the tenants and the opposition you're facing, the retaliation you're facing. But I want to commend you and Miss Joyce Keats of standing up and fighting for those residents who can't speak out for themselves. So that would end our show today, and I would like to thank Mr. Bill Goode, the cameraman and HUD organizer, and Mr. Victor Matarosa, who is the Newark